the 20th century, Victory was actually moored in the harbour. It's feared she might sink in her mooring. Victory in number 2 dry dock, we see it then today. She was eventually opened up to the public for the first time in 1928. Now also on the right here, we just found a passage entrance to a dock. As we go by, if you look inside on the left-hand wall, you will see some stairs that lead down to the water. That is the King's Stairs. It's here that Buster Crabbe dived into the water April the 19th, 1956. Never been seen again. We now know he worked for MI6, spying the Soviet cruiser built in Portsmouth. Mystery still surrounds his disappearance to this very day. Now very shortly, folks, the buildings on the quay here, they do clear. Very shortly, the stern of HMS Victory will come into view on your right-hand side. As Victory comes into view, you'll notice on the back end, she's still flying the right-hand side. She's still a commissioned warship. She's still part of our Royal Naval fleet. In fact, the largest warship in the world today. Also on the back of Victory, you'll see 3 sets of windows. For the middle windows, there will be Nelson's cabins at the back of Trafalgar. Behind Victory, the black building has got a grey dome roof. That's back to the Mary Rose. King Henry VIII's flagship. 19th of July, 1545, she sets out from Portsmouth as being shipped to fend off attack from French invasion. Unfortunately, she sunk a mile off the Southsea Castle, where Henry VIII was watched in horror. Remained on the seabed for over 400 years before being raised in 1982, brought back to Portsmouth, where she's now on permanent display. So coming up next on the right, we do have the Princess Royal Jetty. Alongside is the Queen Elizabeth, our latest warship. Built in Rosyth, she's 70,600 tons, makes her the biggest ever warship built for the Royal Naval Fleet. Named by Her Majesty the Queen on the 4th of July 2014. Her first commanding officer is a Commodore Jerry Kidd, who previously commanded HMS Ark Royal and HMS Illustrious. Now, Queen Elizabeth will carry the new F-35 Lightning Strike multi-role fighter planes, which are currently being built over America at the cost of £100 million each. She also had the Merlin helicopters for early warning anti-submarine warfare. Now, she is actually the second Royal Naval vessel to bear the name Queen Elizabeth. She cost £3.1 billion to build. She's 280 metres in length, 39 metres across. There's 11 metres underwater. Now from the flight deck down, there's actually 9 decks. Her propulsion, 2 Rolls-Royce 36 megawatt MT30 turbines, producing some 48,000 horsepower. And she has 4 10 megawatt diesel engines producing 15,600 horsepower. She's got a top speed of 25 knots, with a range of 10,000 nautical miles. Now on the Queen Elizabeth will be the 679 crew, the ship's company. This will increase dramatically when they get the fleet's air arm personnel on board, who will actually put them well over 1,000. In fact, she is capable of carrying some 1,600 people. Now she's fitted with the Artesat medium-range radar system. Arms not yet fitted, but once she gets them, she'll have 3 Phalanx explosive weapon systems, firing some 3,500 rounds a minute, and 4 30mm guns. Now, normal operation, she will carry 40 aircraft, but she can actually fit 70. There's 2 large lifts to take the aircraft from the hangar down below up to that very large air deck. The aircraft will include the F-35s, Chinook helicopters, Apaches, Burnets and Wildcats. Depending on what she's actually sent out to sea to do, will depend on what aircraft she actually takes with her. Now you'll see the 2 accommodation blocks. The rear one is flight control. That's where they control all the landings and takeoffs on that very large air deck. Front one, the navigation block, where they do the navigating and the driving. Now, her sister ship, the Prince of Wales, was actually named up in Scotland last week by the Duchess of Cornwall. Exactly the same as the Queen Elizabeth. She's due down in Portsmouth in the year 2019. See the police boats, they've been here 24/7 guarding Queen Elizabeth since she's been in Portsmouth. Now, she's alongside what's known as the Princess Royal Jetty. Now, this started life as the Fiddle Slip Jetty. They have to do a lot of work to this people, make it a lot stronger to deal with this very large vessel being alongside. Renamed the Princess Royal Jetty, actually opened by her earlier on this year. Now, if you are struggling to get the whole ship in your pictures, don't despair, ladies and gents. On the way down, it will be further to the left-hand side of us. So if you're a lot further away from the ship, you'll get a better view of the ship's next folks, coming up next on the right is D-35, which is HMS Dragon. Now, she's one of our new daring class Type 45 destroyers. Went to service in the last couple of years or so. Now, we've got 6 of these ships now, built at a cost of £1 billion each, 7,350 tons, 152 metres of length, 21 metres across. She's got a top speed of 29 knots. Now, as we pass Dragon up on the bow, you will see the 114mm Mark III Vickers gun, which fires 25 rounds a minute over a remaining 22,000 metres in off-bound miles. Incoming targets such as missiles or planes, it will automatically lock on to the closest target. Fire, continue fire into that target's being destroyed, automatically move on to the next closest target. Now, the port of Portsmouth has been a naval dockyard for well over 500 years. The Isle, which is a 60-acre pond dug out by hand, was prisoners of war back in the 1860s and 1870s. They can also use these corridors as dry docks if required. If you look slightly behind us, in front of Dragon there, you'll see P281 in the tidal basin. That is HMS Tyne. She's one of our river-class patrol vessels. We've got 3 of those ships. Now, this empty quayboy on the right here, this is known as the Northwest Walk, and they've just started to do a lot of work. You get 2 ships in once, so they're part of the same one.
This one here is
now, as we move along,
you can see all the scaffolding up?
yeah, probably notice if you look on the edge of the quayboy, you'll probably see the rigid replica of Code Flag A.
Okay.
That's the white flag with the blue ends, which indicates they've actually got divers working as we speak.
Both in briefing.
You got this one? Like me, cutting yourself on the skin hole, the skin. So it's pretty clean.
Perfect diligence in there. She's like
The other side of number 3 basin, you'll see 2 more of them, the D-32, HMS Daring, the ones with right above, all the scout people on the mast, D-33, HMS Nautilus.
The thing is, I don't like the covering.
Around the corner here on the outside, we have M237, which is HMS Westminster. Parked behind her, further on the quay, M234, HMS Iron Duke. Now, both these vessels are Duke-class Type 23 frigates. We have 13 of these ships of the Royal Naval Fleet, 4,500 tons, 133 metres of length, 15 metres across. They got a top speed of 20. As we pass Victoria, the other side of the quayboy on the right here, you'll see the Diligence coming into view. That's the one with the helicopter pad on the top. She belongs to the Royal Fleet Auxiliary. It's a vessel actually owned by the Royal Navy, run by merchant seamen. And she was actually a submarine repair vessel. Now, unfortunately, she has come to the end of her days. She's now being de-stored. Many values being removed from this vessel. None should remain in Portsmouth until our fate has been decided. Now, this also marks the end of the Royal Naval Dockyard on your right. We're just about to do our turn, and as we do so, ahead of us, soon to be on the right, the commercial part of Portsmouth. They have to be fumigated. You'll really cool in. Poisonous spider normally finds a way across the world. But it's not just bananas, as I said, it's fruit all around the world. They're very, very busy here all the time. As we continue our tour, we have our ferry port. This is opened in 1976. There's 5 berths here in total. Makes it one of the busiest ferry ports in the UK today. In fact, it's second to Dover. We've only got the one ship alongside, the Mont Saint Michel. She should be sailing about 2:30 this one, 2:43. Sailing down to Silverburn Castle. Now, ferries that leave from this port go across to Cherbourg, Le Havre, Caen, St. Malo, Channel Islands, and also down to Spain. The ferry port actually deals some 2.2 million passengers and around 660,000 vehicles every year. Which is HMS Bristol. She's an on-Type 82 destroyer. She was launched in 1969 at the Swan Hunter on the Tyne. She saw active service during the Falklands crisis. She was eventually decommissioned in 1991 and be recommissioned in 1993. A static training ship, Bristol's permanent mooring. Never Whale Island, that's home to HMS Excellent, was the Royal Naval Gunnery School for many years, a training establishment for the Royal Navy, Marines and Sea Cadets. Sea Cadets are a very good time when they come to train here at Whale Island. Between us and the castle there's actually some 16 square miles of mudflats. Now low water has been in Lake Folks, but as you see there's one of the mud visible on the right hand side, just into the south out to sea. None makes it to the north. The enemy's wanted. Submarine base opened in 1905, unfortunately closed in 1994. That's when they turned the power from diesel submarines to nuclear. As you can see, we're a very built-up area. Pacific, Last, Second World War submarine on display up there, as well as Holland 1, which is Britain's first ever submarine. So that's Haslar Lake on your right. Directly ahead of us, soon to be on the right, the entrance to the Port of Portsmouth. Now all the ships you've seen today, this is the only way to out from, is about 500 foot across. Now this is where the Queen Elizabeth had to come through this very narrow gap to make her way up to the Princess Royal Jetty. Now at the narrowest point, ladies and gents, she only had 30 metres of safe water either side of her. That's how tight it is getting through that entrance. Looking out through the entrance today, some very good views, the eastern Solent, coastline of the Isle of Wight on the right hand side. Also see some fortifications built out of the middle of the sea, built in the days of Palmerston, who have fended off attacks for the French and Spanish fleets. Hovercraft just leaving Southwest commercial passenger hovercraft service in operation in Europe today. And ahead on the right there is Spice Island, that's the oldest part of Portsmouth. This is near the old sailing ships used to tie up to unload their cargoes of fine silks and exotic fruits. Now looking over at Spice Island, you'll see the white wooden building there with the blue windows. That's the original bathhouse that Lord Nelson and his officers would have used before they went to sea. To the left of the bathhouse, two pubs. You've got the Stiller West and the Spice Island Inn. I don't know how true it is. We can say that Lord Nelson used to drink at that Spice Island Inn. So they said both those pubs on the right are very haunted. In fact, spirits have been seen behind the bar. To the left of Spice Island, the entrance to the town camber, seeing the Saint. Great building, the town camber, the Union flag on the side, belongs to Sir Ben Ainslie. This is HQ for the America's Cup Fit. Scunthorpe Quays, home to over 95 outlet shops, over 30 bars and restaurants. Also home to the Spinnaker Tower, 170 metres above sea level, 558 foot in old money. 2.5 views on a good day of around 23 miles. 3 viewing decks at the top, lower one housing one of the largest glass floors in Europe. If you dare to walk across, give you the idea of walking on air. Top one is known as the Crow's Nest. It's got no room Waterloo, up to Cardiff along the coast of Brighton. It's home to the White Link catamaran service. See one of the Bright Riders there? That is a 22-minute journey, 380 foot in length, 58 foot across. The masts you see on the Warrior, they're 200 foot in height. Now she is actually licensed as civil